I guess curiosity led me to the Pacific. Growing up in Australia, I knew there was Pacific Islands out there, but I had a very hazy idea about what they were. And I came through my undergraduate degree still not really knowing much about the Pacific and still being curious. And when I saw a job ad up on a notice board for working on the arts and culture of the Pacific with a very well-known anthropologist, Nicholas Thomas, I thought, oh, no, this would be fantastic. And I got the job and it was fantastic. And so from that point onwards, I learnt more about the region, discovered how incredibly diverse it is, and just fell in love with the way the Pacific Islanders tend to approach the land and sea, and the deep connections they have with their environment, and their deep connections with family, and the emphasis they put on enjoying life. I've always been interested in the interactions between people and their environment, and in the Pacific there's not the division that we tend to see between ourselves and nature. People within the Pacific have a much more integrated idea, and it's much more about living things and things that are not living. That's the more salient distinction. And so I'm really interested in that idea and interested in finding other ways of approaching the natural world, because I think the way that we approach the natural world is not terribly effective, and we've really got to rethink it. And right now I'm working on the cultural impacts of climate change in the Pacific, and that's something that I think is incredibly important. I have great concern to not just people of the Pacific, but everybody, so that they're feeling the brunt of it first. And it's really wanting to find out what's going to happen in terms of people's cultural well-being and their community cohesion and all those sorts of things which are so rooted in the soil and the sea and in the places where they have grown up and where their ancestors have always been. If they're no longer able to be in those lands, what happens next? I guess one of the things that I'm really proud of in my work is the community consultations that I've done, the ways that I've been able to open up museums a bit more to particularly Pacific Islanders who are, say, living in London where I used to work, or living in Canberra, or here in New York. Although it seems like a very straightforward and simple thing to do, just to say to people, would you like to come and see the collections? I think people often need an invitation. It's a very powerful thing for people to be able to come and reconnect with those things, to bring their family in, greet the objects again, and greet these treasures again, and to say, don't worry, you're not alone, we're here, and that's something that's really important.